And we are live. What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Johnny Dunn, and we are back with another one. Today, epic VeVe live stream. Once again, we just got one drop today. It is another blind box collectible drop. We have Marvel's Daredevil Elektra. Now, I know this isn't everybody's favorite drop today. I think a lot of people were complaining about the way it looks. So we're going to go over the details, give my opinion, my perspective on this drop. Shout out to everybody joining the live stream today. We got FA020. How we doing, brother? How we doing? DG Vet in the building. Good morning, everybody joining the live today. Now, again, if this isn't your favorite drop, if this isn't something that you're into, nobody's forcing you guys to go for the drop. So, if you don't like it, if you're not a fan, you don't have to go for it. I think this is going to be a great one for new users because a lot of new users have been complaining lately that a lot of prices are out of reach, too expensive. And so I think this is going to be a good entry point for some new users. And maybe some veterans too as well. Good chance to go for a secret rare. I'm going to go over the details of this drop. Excuse me. For the first one, we got the common, 12,850 editions. It is a blind box, so every single one of these will be $50. Then we have the uncommon today, 9,850 editions. Then we have the rare, 6,850. No ultra rare today, which had me a little surprised. I'm wondering if they're going to, kind of surprise everybody with this drop and maybe air drop the ultra rare to this set holder. Who knows what they could do, but no ultra rare today. We have the secret rare, 2,802 editions. And now once I saw that, I was kind of surprised too. I wonder why they did 2,802. Felt like that was kind of a random number they decided to land on there. Usually it's a, first appearance year or maybe just a clean number, 2,800 or something like that. So wondering why they went 2,800 or 2,802 editions there. But either way, I still will be going for this drop. My game plan for this one, I think this is one of the first drops in a while to where if I do get this drop today, I'm going to be probably flipping the secret rare just because I'm looking for some gems right now. They do have the animation on the secret rare. Now, one thing I want to say about this drop is I think a lot of people may have been a little upset by the way it looks, etc. Now, one thing I want to say, being here for a whole year now, I remember last March, this time last year, when the Ultraman 2D posters dropped. I forget exactly what month it might have been, either March or April. But when the Ultraman 2D posters first dropped, there's a lot of complaints going around in the community saying, it wasn't rendered the right way. The edges don't even look crisp or clean. It didn't look like a perfect rectangle or square. There's a lot of complaints in the community. And so this is when they had the extreme growth rate from 10,000 users all the way up to 180,000, 200,000 users. So they had some things on delay, a couple things got delayed, pushed back. And once that happened, they went back and actually cleaned up a lot of these collectibles and made them look a lot better. They updated a lot of the 2D Ultraman posters and all the collectibles in general. So it's one of those things where if you don't absolutely love the way it looks, and that's the whole reason why you're not going for this drop, I would think maybe twice about that, just because I do think they may update this one if there's that much backlash in the community. I think VeVe, the Akomi team's always done a great job listening ground floor to what the community feels. And if most of the people don't like the way it looks, I think once they have a little bit of time, they're going to go back and probably update it and make it look a little bit better. Now, it feels like they're just probably a little bit, overloaded. I don't know if that's the case or not, but it feels like this is probably another point in time where they're probably busy working really hard on a lot of different things. It's probably not at the top of their priority list right now. And so that's probably what I'm thinking. That's kind of my perspective on it. How we doing, Garrett? I will go over the way they look right now. So I don't think it's going to want to focus up for me right now. No biggie. I'll just show that another time. But we got the common. The pose is the perfect death pose. Then we have the uncommon, the weapon of the hand. Lady Daredevil is the rare. And then the ultimate animated is the secret rare. We got Space Ben. I'm going for the drop. Let's go. I'm going for the drop as well, too. FA020 is going for the drop. I'll be going for the drop as well, too, my man. We got DG Vet going for it. Let's go. Hopefully we got a lot of dubs today. I think a lot of people have been striking out in the chat. We've had a lot of people, do well in the chat, too. But I think this is a good opportunity for some people who may be struggling big time on the drops. If this one doesn't sell out right away, I mean, everyone who's been complaining about not being able to get a drop, I think you'll be able to get a drop today. Good morning, fam. Chasing Sundays. Good morning. Good morning. It looks like it was rendered for a specific application. Yeah, VeVe. It does look a little bit different than usual, I would say. And I'm not sure what the exact reason is for that. I mean, maybe the studios in Ukraine had, an impact with that. Maybe it affected it. And, hopefully everything's all well with that. But I do think if this is maybe not at the top of their priority list right now, because they are extremely busy, I would assume and imagine, to where for a lot of the time in VeVe, that the collectibles were at the top of their priority list, making sure they were looking amazing and making sure we had enough in, inventory. And now I think the collectibles are still at the top of the priority list because it's a collectible app. But I think they're probably just really busy doing a lot of different things right now. And so maybe it took a hit short term. But I think if the community, isn't a fan of it, they're going to go back and probably update it the same way they've updated plenty of the other collectibles. Yeah, it's a good chance of mobile. It's a good chance that the lower rarities are probably below floor. And I mean, I'm okay with that. I mean, if I get a common, uncommon, I'll just end up keeping it. I probably won't sell it for a loss right away. Hoping for a secret rare. And my game plan is I will try to sell a secret rare. Just try to get some extra gems real quick. Kent W, how we doing, fam? How we doing? Just got out of a Hero VeVe Spaces. Have you looked into a JD? It seems like everyone's talking about Hero right now. Yeah. Shout out to you, Chasing Sundays. Appreciate you for tuning in as well today. I looked into a little bit. I mean, I know a little bit more about Hero. Just hasn't really caught my interest. I'm not really that into it. I mean, I hope they do well for everybody collecting them. It sounds like a lot of people are enjoying collecting them from the VeVe fam. But I'm not really the biggest. It doesn't really spark my interest. So, I'm not all about it right now. But I mean, if anyone's looking to get into it, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. It's just not for me right now. I'm not really the biggest into it. I think what's happening right now in the VeVe community is that people are getting, there's a built-up frustration with things happening right now in the VeVe community. And I get the feeling that people may be a little bit bored, maybe looking for something new, looking for something to put their money into right now, just because the markets are down. If the markets were booming in VeVe and this was in, mid-January, I can guarantee you that half of the people would not be all about Hero right now. But, shout out to Hero. I think they, have a chance to do well. Anytime you have licensed collectibles, I think there's a chance to do well. I think that's going to be the meta, though. I think that's going to be the standard in the future, to where right now you see a lot of random IP NFT projects popping up. And, I wish every NFT platform the best. But I do think the transition will shift into digital collectibles from these big brands. I think that's just going to be the standard. And you're going to have tons of platforms probably eventually. The same way you see every social media platform pop up in the day. We had, MySpace, Vine was here for a quick minute, right? But, there's always going to be a main social media, whether that's Instagram, Twitter. That's the way I see it. I think there's going to be multiple platforms. I do think VeVe will be the best and the biggest. But, I mean, it doesn't mean other platforms can't do well, either. So it's just something. Chasing Sundays, I've looked into it. Hasn't, piqued my interest. I don't love those cards. I've never really been into trading card games, like actually playing the trading card games itself. So, I mean, if you get some rare packs or something like that, I think opening the packs would be a good live stream to do. I think people would tune into live stream opening packs. But, it's not something that I'm really, really into right now. So it's just my thought process and my opinion on it. Doesn't mean you can't be into it, though. Absolutely. I mean, it definitely could be made for a game. Not too sure. But again, I think they're just probably really busy right now. Maybe the new, they did have a studio in Ukraine. I'm not sure if that got affected or not, but I'm sure there was some kind of, I hope everyone's doing all right there. Yeah, all good, Kent W. And again, I think it's one of those things where everybody, even myself, has been conditioned in VeVe to kind of go for every single drop. But I think there will come a time to where it's going to be almost impossible to go for every single drop. So I think eventually you'll probably start to have to pick your fandom. At least that's just what the VeVe team has been saying this whole time. So, I don't think it's this, is a must-have drop. So if you're a new user and you've been striking out on drops and you just want a collectible, I think this is probably a great opportunity. Now, I think the frustration in the community has been pretty loud just because, again, I think people are bored. I think people are frustrated. It's a built-up frustration of delays happening. The market's down, OMI's down. But in development, delays happen. It's just part of it. But I think that's why we see a lot of people frustrated. Because again, the fact that the community is kind of shifting and trying these different projects, which is great. Collectors collect. So that's what I always say. Collectors are going to collect things that they're into. So there's not a problem with that. It's just I don't think there would have been maybe a huge, experimentation if the market was doing what it was doing before. I think it's just a combination of things. Same, I'm not going for this drop for the first time. Yeah, all good, K Walker. All good, brother. I tagged you on a video, Instagram, DG Vet. I'll check it out, my man. On my personal one or my VeVe IG? Ah, okay. On my personal one. Oh, let's go. You took a video of your vault, dude. Good collection, man. Got the Lightning McQueen. Got the Pooh Bear. Let's go. I like the collection, man. Got the Woody. I think we're getting blessed with a lot of great collectibles. And, obviously, VeVe's kind of also spoiled us for the longest time, releasing Marvel, DC, Disney, like the biggest brands in the world. Givenchy, just constantly, week after week, to where it's like, when we get something that's still pretty good and it's not, amazing, everyone's kind of let down. It's one of those things where it's like, I'll talk about it in just a second. I'm going to get to some more comments, but how we doing, Jay East? Music? Simone said, if you get a secret rare, I'll be hyped. Yeah. Today's one of those first days where if I get a secret rare or something like that, I'm not going to be emotionally attached to it. So I will sell it right away and hopefully, profit a little bit. But to talk about that, what I was just talking about a little bit ago, I said it on Twitter a couple times too. Like the VeVe community right now, I feel like it's just a little bit built up with frustration, which is understandable. I can understand it, but it's one of those things where some people are just so on edge. I feel like to where if they release something, if VeVe releases something right now, and it's the most amazing drop in the world, there's going to be people that complain and say, fix the drop system, fix the bot situation before you release something big and huge like that. And then if they release something that's not that big, not that important, they'll probably try to work on those situations. You're going to have the opposite of people saying, what is this garbage? Release something that's good. So it's like no matter what they do, there's always going to be a handful of people that complain because it doesn't go or it's not going the way they want or something. So I feel like, they're trying their best. And that's the thing that, a lot of us OGs have been constantly saying, that the Comey teams listen to the community. If you're frustrated, they hear your complaints, they hear your concerns, and they're going to do everything they can to be working on it. It's probably why you don't see them in AMAs right now, talking with the community constantly. It's not like they're just sitting on an island, just chilling, drinking some martinis, hanging out. Like they're grinding right now. They're working hard. So I know it may not seem like that if you don't hear from them every 2 days, but I feel like it's one of those things where they're probably busy if they're not putting out updates like that. How we doing, fam? If you have something in drop, do you have to sell it immediately when the markets are open again? FA 020. So I think you mean by this question, if you get something on the drop, do you have to sell it right away when the market's open? You don't have to. There's nothing that says you have to sell it right when the markets open up. It's just depending on the drop. If it's not, a huge IP, big brand or something like that. And depending on how the market's open, I think that has a lot to do with it, depending how the market's open. Sometimes the market's open when everybody has their collectible distributed to them. When that happens, usually it's kind of low right away. And then if there is a demand, it'll start to rise up. But typically what happens is the market will open up when about only half of the people have their collectible distributed, or not even half. So only a few will come out for sale in the market because not everybody has their collectible yet. It'll be probably a high price because there's only a few of them. And then it'll drop down in price. People undercut each other as more and more collectibles get distributed. That's why it'll probably sink down a little bit to a floor level. And then if there's demand, it'll usually skyrocket back up. Not skyrocket, it all depends, but it'll usually go back up if there's demand. So that's why I said for this one, I'm not sure if there's going to be 100%, huge demand. So if I do get a secret rare, just because I need some gems, I'm probably going to, let it go right away. Just my game plan, though. JB, I still love VeVe, but I did grab a few booster boxes of Hero. Yeah, it's all good, too. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with trying different projects either, guys. I mean, if you're into something and you want to collect on a different platform, I don't think there's anything wrong. But just for me, it's something that it didn't really spark my interest. I did like the fact that you could open up the packs. I think that'd be a good, live stream event for people to watch. It'd be pretty good content. But just for me personally, though, like I'm not really into the trading cards itself. I do like DC though, so that's always, something I'm into. I'm a big fan of Batman, obviously, you guys know. But for whatever reason, just didn't really spark my interest. I think a lot of people are trying to hop on something new and just hope that it, you get in early and it's, a big payday. I mean, it could be, anytime you get in early, there's a good chance of it doing well. I hope it does do well for anybody who did get in early. But I mean, the difference for me with VeVe was, I was 100% guaranteed. I knew what this was. I didn't just find something and then in a day or two think, oh, this is it. Like I spent an enormous amount of research to the point where like I didn't sleep for 3 weeks. I knew, all day I was spending just reading, finding out what VeVe was, who is Al Khan, David Yu, Dan Crullers. I had to understand collectibles, crypto. Like I went on a full on. I felt like I was telling people back then I did 3 years of research in a span of a few weeks. People didn't believe me, but I had to in order to gain the confidence to go all in. Like there's no way I can just go all in on something where, I'm not really sure on things. I don't really do that. I usually have to, it wasn't just like a lucky thing with VeVe. Well, I mean, it was lucky that I found VeVe for sure. It was lucky. Just the world collided, the universe just brought us both together at the perfect time. But I was watching the same videos that people could have watched since 2018. That was the only kind of content that was out. So I really dug deep, did a lot of research. And so that's what convinced me. My research is what convinced me on VeVe. Obviously, that first instincts too. I mean, as soon as I saw the Batman on the VeVe website, I instantly knew that, there was something here. And so that's what drew me into it. And that's what led me down the rabbit hole. I didn't get that same feeling with Hero. I did do the research. I did start to learn more and more about it. Still don't know everything about it just yet. So I don't have, 100% full confidence in that. But, I mean, I think it could do well. Absolutely. I don't see why it can't do well. But it's just something that, even if it does do well, it's not something that right now that I'm really into. DG Vet said, hero cards, too many being printed. The rare card percentage is very low, so it becomes more luck and a lot of gambling with your money. That's the thing. It's like just opening packs and kind of that lottery ticket feeling. But I mean, that's an addicting feeling for a lot of people. It's almost like these drops sort of, I mean, I love these drops so much, more so because I feel like I have somewhat of control, though. I feel like I'm competing against hundreds of thousands of people around the world. Once it turns into like a lottery and it's just like, you just hope to get something like that, I'll still like it, but I like the fact of competing more. It feels like it feels like there's like hundreds of thousands of people racing and I'm winning the race, So once it turns into that opening blind box experience, it's still gonna be fun. It's still gonna be exciting and adrenaline, but it won't be. That's not the part that I feel like addicted to. I do have an addictive personality, but I'm more so addicting to that competing feeling. Definitely addicted to competition. I think that's where I golf is that kind of replacement for me with baseball. Ever since I graduated college with baseball, never really got that opportunity I was looking for with pro sports with pro baseball. So golf has been that, kind of that thing that's kind of filled that competition void for me. Space Bang got a box of Hero last night. Your local scalper said, JD, no, don't go for this drop. It's a trap. JK, you're getting that secret right? I mean, the thing about this drop is you can get a comment uncommon. It may not be that valuable. You may have to wait months before it goes over retail. And if that happens, I get a comment uncommon. I mean, I'll just hold on to it. But if I get a secret rare, I probably will let it go. Try to profit off some gems. I love going for the drops just to see if I can get one. I mean, I love trying to. This one, I don't feel like I'm competing though so much to where I still think it's going to be instant sellout, but I don't think I'm competing against as many people like a Disney drop, for example. I think the demand on Disney would be a lot more. Shout out to Vitalik joining the live stream today. I think Yuga Labs just bought some more NFT projects. Shout out to them. I think they're going to do well. I am a believer that I think VeVe will be the dominant force in this. I think the whole NFT space in a few years from now will kind of transition out of that NFT word. I still think NFT will be here, but I think more so it's going to be digital collecting. I think digital collecting will be that word that the masses use to kind of replace, I got an NFT. They'll probably say, I got a digital collectible in the future. I'm talking 3 or 5 years from now. I think NFT will still be around as a word, but I think we've always seen kind of these key buzzword terminologies kind of shift and change and adapt to new terminology. DG Vet, that was all with your assistance, so thank you. What do you mean by that, DG Vet? Oh, your showroom. Okay. You've been doing well in the drops. Appreciate that comment. Appreciate that big time. Just Leg, good morning. Good morning, JDR. I hope people get the secret rare today. Yeah, a lot of bargains in the market for sure right now. I don't think all golden moment holders are paper handing right now. I think some people are just getting scared with the markets right now. I mean, when you have tension around the world, crypto down, stock market down, the VeVe market down, OMI's down a little bit, delays, it's a built up frustration that people deal with. And so I think anytime you see a thing that you don't agree with, or, you don't hear from the team every 2 seconds type thing, people get frustrated. People get, uneasy, on edge. They lash out at things they don't agree with right away instead of kind of handling things with a little bit more mature manner, I feel like sometimes. So I feel like, just people are on edge right now, but I've seen it plenty of times. Before VeVe even announced that we have Marvel as a partnership, people said VeVe was done in April last year. Like, unbelievable. They said, oh my gosh, they blew up too quick. There's no way they're going to be able to handle the load from going from 10,000 users to 200,000 users. They're finished, they're done. Well, they handled that. They got over that obstacle. Last April, May. A couple things got delayed, though. They had to re-engineer the app. That was something that they first had to hurdle over, one of their first obstacles. There's talk that this NFT will be in a game. Oh, I mean, could you imagine that? Everyone hates on this drop. They airdrop the ultra rare that's missing to all the people that are holding this set, and then it comes out in the game. Now, I don't know for sure if it's in the game or not. I do believe that a lot of these collectibles, there's a chance that it could be used in some kind of game in the future. I think it's just kind of the natural progression of where we're going to go. Do you think it's worth selling Donald and Daisy lenticular cards for 2 Pumbas or 3 Sebastians, or none at all? I have one of each of the new Golden Moments set. Timon and Pumbaa, I think that comment along with the Pooh Bear. I mean, Winnie the Pooh is another huge brand that most people know about. I feel like Lion King too. I think that's why they were 2 commons, because they were going to be 2 of the most popular of that set, I believe. I do love the Donald Duck lenticular card. I still don't have one though. I think people like the collectibles a little bit more, especially being all gold. I think Donald Duck lenticular card and Golden Moment will do great. I would say I wouldn't do the 3 Sebastians just because, I mean, that's the one I got on the drop, but I'm more of a fan of those 2 commons. The one from the Lion King, Timon and Pumbaa, and then what is it? The Pooh Bear, Winnie the Pooh. I like those 2 better. I would say if you do it, not financial advice, my opinions only, I would probably do it for the 2 Pumbas. But again, if you want to hold the Donald Duck lenticular cards, I think that's a good one too. That's one of the cards that I think will do well. Talked about those hero cards a little bit ago. Zero. I mean, it's just not really for me. I'm not really too interested into it. I do like the fact that it's DC. I do love Batman, so that kind of was cool. But I feel like I don't know. It just didn't really do much for me. Those trading cards. Like I haven't been someone like Kay was. Kay was saying to Randy Chavez in his live stream, watched a few nights ago. Also, Gale's talked about it in his YouTube channel too. Kay was saying how he used to compete with like trading card games, and so that's awesome that he did that. It's just something that I've never really been into, so it probably piqued his interest a little bit more so than mine. I did like the fact that it was DC related. I like Batman a lot. But I mean, the trading cards are cool. Maybe they can adapt and do some more things in the future. I like that it's kind of tied to the physical world as well too. I think you can redeem some physicals. But just didn't really spark my interest. I mean, shout out to NFT Pirates. I feel like when we talked about this, I feel like that could end up being like a Tuesday on VeVe or something, Like VeVe hasn't even touched their sports yet. Like, oh my gosh. Energy, how we doing, brother? How we doing, man? Ronnie Light, oh, good morning, good morning. What is the biggest catalyst, MTL or crypto for NFT exchange? So do you mean like the money transmitter license or OMI to NFT, you're saying essentially? Ooh, this is a good question here. Grab and drops. I feel like I can make an argument for both here. Money transmitter license will be big because that's going to allow a lot of people who are on the fence. Like I've had friends who are afraid to even put in $20 just because they can't withdraw it right away. So you got to imagine all the people that you already even know about, and then just use your imagination who will see this as a huge opportunity, who have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars ready to put in, but they're not going to freely put it in until they can have confidence they can pull that back out. I mean, like I just said, I've had friends not willing to put in $20 because they can't they don't have confidence that you can take it back out yet. So I think MTL will be huge for that. I mean, shout out to people like Lewis Morgan, man. I mean, I love the fact that he's in VeVe because that tells me that, like he's already quote unquote made it, right? He put his ego aside. He dove down into something new that he wasn't, educated about on. He educated himself on it, believed in it and took a risk. I mean, anything you do is kind of a risk, but like, he understood the team. He believed in David, Dan, the vision. And so he was able to put a lot of his money in. And so people like that, I feel like are going to be rewarded big time because you take that risk of being in before it's, quote unquote, perfect confidence, you can cash out. We all know what's coming, but for someone who didn't do the research, they won't have that confidence. So I feel like MTL will be huge. But also, only the NFT, I think, is going to be a game changer just because, think of all these collectibles, right? And their floors. Some of them are already, $20,000, $40,000. Some of them even got higher, right? And that was only with being able to put in cash. Only. People are crypto rich, That MTL is going to allow people already to convert their ETH to OMI, and then people are going to be able to buy these collectibles with OMI. People are going to be able to list their collectibles in OMI. That's game changing. People will just sweep up the floors, the collectibles, to where there'll be no more in the store, in my opinion, or in the market, I should say. They're already out of the store. Is this drop worth it? Looks like 50 is too high for a possible flop. Island Boy Gamers, appreciate you for joining the live stream. Now, if you guys are worried about it going under retail and you absolutely need every single gem right now, I don't think it's maybe, best idea to maybe go for it. But I think if you want to try to risk getting that secret rare, or if you don't mind holding on to a collectible, if you just want to go for a drop, why not? Maybe try a different strategy, drop technique. If you've been struggling with one technique, struggling with the timing, try the spamming technique. If you've been struggling with the spamming technique, try the timing technique. Maybe try for some rebounds. Maybe try to go for the drop without adding gems in to see how that procedure works. To where in case that happens to you one time, you at least have a little bit of an experience dealing with it. That's something that I probably should be doing too. Is there a chronological order list of the minted VeVe NFTs available? So real talk, kind of. I mean, that we can see for now. I'm sure when the web app comes, whenever the web app comes, I'm sure it's going to come #soon. But when that web app comes, that's going to be a game changer too, because we're going to be able to see the price history most likely. We're going to be able to see a lot of details that we probably can't see right now. One thing that you can do if you want to see all of the drops in order, I'm going to try to do it right now too, is go to VeVe, Medium, maybe drops. Batman Series 1. If you type in VeVe Medium drops, Batman Series 1, I believe you can click on the very, very first one. Yep. It's the Batman Black and White Series 1. Let's go. And then that's not what I really wanted to click on though. I think it might have been. You just got to scroll. Okay, yep. And then basically just click on the very title of VeVe. Has the date on there, December 16th, 2020. If you click on VeVe at the very top, it brings you like to the last thing published on here. Talks about the VeVe Master Collector Program 1.0. We scroll all the way down. It'll kind of give you a timeline here. December 16th, 2020, Batman Black and White Series 1. Woo! December 21st, 2020, Adventure Time Series 1. And see, that's why I like the Adventure Time Series 1 set so much, because that's the second set ever on VeVe. And since the first set was the black and white collectibles, this Adventure Time set, the second set ever on VeVe, with the Finn, the Jake, the Marceline. What else was the last one in here? The Ice King. Those are the first NFTs ever on VeVe that are in color. That's something to me as a collector, like, that's a big deal to me. The first ever NFTs in color. I mean, that's a set that I had to keep. I only have one of each right now. And I did get rid of my Adventure Time Series 2, even though that's Season 1. I hate getting rid of my Season 1 stuff, but, you know, when push comes to shove, I was trying to get rid of some things I didn't love. That's Series 2, Adventure Time, I didn't love. But Series 1, the first ever NFTs in color, that's something that stood out to me. Then we have Powerpuff Girls Series 1, and the Batman Black and White Series 2 drop, DC Bombshells, Big Barda. So it kind of goes in order there. I mean, you can kind of find it through the Medium articles. This will be below retail, so I don't think the Secret Rare will be below retail, JK, but possibly the other rarities. Oh man, yeah, I think a lot of people saw some cheap collectibles go for sale by accident yesterday. Missed the snipe. Sniping is definitely pretty hard to do these days. I think there was also like a $5 something, maybe a $5. What was it? Maybe not Winnie the Pooh. Maybe it was something else. Let's go, fam. Who's going for the drop? Maybe just practice my timing on this one. Shout out to Miss Rose. Yeah, I would say practice the timing technique. I don't know how you haven't got one yet, though. I feel like you've been doing everything you possibly can. Have you seen Superstar's newest video? It really blew my mind of off-app gem purchases. Very good watch. Explains a lot in the market action. Superman, I have not. Superstars. I'll have to go check that out. I'll write it down. Shout out to Superstars. If I'm not subscribed to your channel, we'll see a new subscriber later on today. And if he makes VeVe content, VeVe fam, go shoot him some love. You know, I always try to shout out any VeVe creator out there, content creator. Yeah, the big sum. So I saw that those boxes sold out. I mean, that's great for anyone who's able to grab them. You know, I'm hoping you guys are able to make money off of them. You know, I'm wishing you guys the best. I think what's going to happen is a lot of people will probably try to use the money for that to probably put it back in the VeVe to capitalize on a lot of these deals, which is understandable, you know. If I was making money on that platform, I would probably do the exact same thing. Hello, how we doing? We got December Bitcoin in the building today. Good luck today. Hopefully, you guys that been struggling a little bit on the drops, you're able to get one today. I know today's not the most desired collectible by some, but I mean, for those who've been missing out, it's time to chance to get a drop. Yeah, good luck, fam. 24 minutes, 35 seconds to the drop. We got Willow Kid. Yeah, Omi to NFT. Hopefully that kind of answered your question when I was talking about that. Grabbing drops. Omi to NFT, I think, will be huge. Yeah, Willow, not a bad idea, my man. Not a bad idea to sit this one out. Yeah, I mean, you can either practice your timing, or just take this drop off. There's nothing wrong with that either. It might not sell out, I still think it will sell out, but I think it could have a chance to go under retail for whatever reason. Now, my whole thought process of why things go under retail is because if people are buying gems at 0.5 or whatever that rate was at one point, I don't even know if the rate's still that or not, but it makes sense in my head to where, okay, if they're spending $5,000-$10,000 and getting that 0.5 rate or 0.8 or 0.7, whatever, and just not a full gem, that means they can sell it for retail and still profit a little bit each time. Now, that to me seems like a lot of work to go through a little bit, but I guess if you're doing it with 10, 20 thousands of dollars, it could pan out. But I don't know. I feel like that's all going to change eventually. Hopefully the teams are able to get on that, because I think other platforms like FanDuel really do a good job at making sure that you can only have one account. And I feel like if FanDuel's able to do that, I feel like VeVe will be able to do that. But it could be too much friction maybe, and I think they wanted that to be like a frictionless signing up type event to onboard as many users as they possibly can. Where's everybody hearing that it's from a game? I've been hearing that from a lot of you guys, and I haven't heard that personally. So, I mean, I've always kind of been under the assumption that the utility for this is, or for some collectibles, will be on some kind of gaming platform type thing. But I haven't heard about it on this specific one. Could be. I'm always open to that idea. I just want to know where you guys heard that from. Johnny Quest, MTL provides confidence for new money to come in, but never understood why anyone would withdraw as we've been early. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? I mean, MTL really will provide confidence for so many people. I always think about OpenSea. Why do people love OpenSea so much? Not for their NFT quality, because it's liquidable, because you can, no matter if it's a stick figure NFT or not, you can buy it and sell it and get money back, liquid. And that's why people love OpenSea. And so, because it's not something where you can put in money on OpenSea and say, oh, one day I'll hopefully be able to pull this out. Like, no, you can pull it out anytime, just convert the crypto to USD or whatever the case may be. I mean, you'll be able to sell it for liquid crypto. And so I think once people are able to do that with VeVe, it's going to be a game changer. We've waited for over a year now just to have that option to be able to cash out. Not saying that we're going to, but just to have that confidence of being able, because like I said, I've got friends who literally won't put $20 in because they're like, I can't cash out. I can't take it back out. It's like, you will be able to, but so just imagine that kind of mindset, right? People are afraid to put $20 in, and look at some of these floors. Like, imagine when people aren't afraid to put in $100,000. Imagine when people are able to buy these with OMI, with ETH, because people are going to be able to convert their ETH to OMI. And at the end of the day, people are going to want to hold on to their favorite brands that they've always loved their whole life. That's another thing why I love VeVe so much, is because, yeah, it's going to go through ups and downs in the micro. But guess what? Unless you think Batman's going to completely go away, or Superman or Spider-Man or Walt Disney, if you think Walt Disney is going to go away anytime soon, these are brands that are going to be here forever. This isn't like an NBA player, random assist, who could be injured next year or who will be out of the league in another year or two. This is something that's going to be here forever, that's had hundreds of millions of fans for decades. This is going to be here forever. I bought so many. GDM, wow, let's go. Golden moments, I think you meant, right? Punch, GDM. Official tissue. Is that a YouTube name? Because I got my tissue down here. Oh, 5. That's what it was. Yeah, the 5K Todd. Oh, that's what I saw. Yeah, 5K, right? Oh, man. Yeah, a moment of silence for that one. Yeah, God bless him. Oh, man, because I know how easy that is, too. I mean, even though there's that double confirmation, it's so easy just to go confirm. Anytime I list things, because I list things all the time, for like 9.9 mil, wherever the case is, I make sure I do not have a decimal point in there listed for $9. Knock on wood. Pray those VeVe gods, like, make sure anybody new who's tuning in and you want to sell something, take your time. Do not be quick. It's so easy just to rush through things, especially when you're excited to sell something or whatever the case is. Take your time and slow down. Too many people these days, I still see it these days, I should say, you want to sell something for 3.5K, they hurry up, list it for 3.5, and they sell for $3.50. And it's a shame. Anytime I see that, my heart goes out to them. But just slow down when you're doing that. Take your time. Never use decimal points. Always write out the full number. 3500. Tony, how we doing, brother? I got some hero boxes. I think the only one that sold out is the mega box. Yeah, I think that's probably because the VeVe fam too. Hey, Elche, what's up, JD? Skipping this drop. Just want to shout out to everyone. Good luck on the drop. Appreciate that big time. There are gems at 0.50. I don't know if that's still going on, but I think at one point, I think gems were 50 cents on the dollar or 60 cents. I don't know. That's just the word that I've been hearing. So in my eyes, I was like, okay, I guess I can see how if you do that in scale and do a lot, I guess you can technically make out by selling just under retail. But I feel like that's so much work and trouble to go through. And I feel like that's probably why people are getting restricted and all this kind of stuff. Something that I don't really want to mess with. I don't want to take those chances. I'd rather just pay a little bit extra and just, keep it legit. This is another huge opportunity, Punch. Any, comics or collectibles that you've been thinking about, or sets that you've been thinking about that you wanted to complete, it's usually an opportunity when things are this low. Now, it's just one of those things. I think Andre Jix talked about it. Shout out to Andre Jix if you're ever watching this. Talked about the doubling goods, I think it was, where when things are cheap, when there's a lot of them left, nobody's buying it, it's not appealing to buy that psychologically. It's just like, nah. That could be the same exact collectible or comic. As soon as the price starts running up high, people are starting to buy them. Psychologically, it looks appealing to buy that. And now you're going to buy it for triple the price. And that's the part, the psychology loophole. Look at Marvel Comics #1. Great example with this one. And here goes my nose again. But Marvel Comics #1, perfect example. The common, that was sold for a blind box $6.99, just like your normal comic book. Got resold on the secondary market for $2, $1.99. Literally $2, less than half of what it costs. People were freaking out saying VeVe's finished, VeVe's done. Well, the people who weren't complaining were scooping them up. And that same comic book is like $200. It got up to $600, $700. So imagine the people who spent, thousands of dollars, scooped them all up at $2, and then we're sitting on them when they were $300, $500. I'm not saying everything that is going to be below retail is going to get up there like the Marvel Comics #1, but here's another example. The DeLorean Common. So many people said VeVe's finished, VeVe's done, VeVe's sinking when the DeLorean dropped because there's 50,000 editions of the Common. People just didn't have the foresight, the long-term vision. They were showing the micro, saying too many editions, not that many people on the app. VeVe's finished. People are pissed. The Common went down for, I think it was a $30 retail price. Because there's 50,000 of them, people just thought it was too many, so it went down, got sold for $12. Went from $30 retail down to $12. That's less than half of the retail price. And people are scooping them up. Some people just sat there and complained. People were making memes, throwing away the DeLorean. They came back to VeVe as soon as, Marvel got announced. So that same common DeLorean got up to $150, $160. I think it's back down now, maybe like 80 or something like that. But just goes to show you, things usually, if they're below retail, especially half below retail, they usually don't stay under retail. Yeah, absolutely. That's another thing. Like, if you were buying gems at 50%, it would probably be smarter just to hold to the MTL. And then if you did that in scale, you just make, double your money. And that's also why Jordan C. I've been saying this since we kind of first started seeing this in VeVe, but it was kind of like a conspiracy theory, and it kind of did seem like a conspiracy theory at the time. But as time grows on now, I've gotten more confident in this. As VeVe keeps growing and being number one. When you're on top and you're the biggest and you're the best, you're a target. People come for you. And people get mad and people get salty. And so I feel like that's what's happening with VeVe right now. And I felt like that's happened with VeVe for a while now. I mean, we've seen competitors throw jabs and tweets, try to troll our community, try to troll us. And that's just because they see VeVe's success and they're jealous of the success. They can't believe what's happening. And so I've always thought that maybe these like bot accounts and stuff to kind of make the floor, suppress the floor or whatever. I always thought maybe it's competitors doing that because they're trying to make the VeVe community or the VeVe market look bad to try to drive that community away. That's kind of just been my thought process on it, because how can people really be profiting if they were doing this? So I felt like it was more of a trying to ruin the credibility or the name as opposed to like whales profiting off of it. It's just been my thinking on it. I mean, maybe I'm wrong about that, but I get the feeling more so it's competitors, different platforms that see VeVe's success, jealous of their success, jealous of what we've all built in the community, and they're trying to make the markets not seem, they're trying to sink the markets, basically make it look bad, try to drive the people away from it. But VeVe's going to survive. VeVe's going to be here forever. So I think it's just going to be something that comes out in the light eventually. It'll probably just be another chapter in the book or another, crazy part in the documentary that comes out one day. DW, good question. For stuff like Todd that was minted first on GoChain, first, would that be the data, the value when looking at mint order? As I'm aware that on the ETH chain, mints were maybe minted randomly. Yeah, so DW, I think we'll find out more as time goes on. But I think Cavell just put out a video on this recently too, and I think he was right about it. I think people are looking at too into this data, meaning, if it's a side chain or if it's a layer 2, what's minted on that. I believe VeVe is going to be the mecca platform, the same way Facebook is or Instagram is. And the thing is, when you're dealing with the best platform in the world and you're dealing with the best brands in the world, if Disney gives you a FA of a character, or if DC gives you an FA of a character, those brands, those companies like Disney, DC, Marvel, they know what they're giving to these platforms. So if it's FA Batman, they're not going to give the FA Batman to someone else, just dilute their brand. And so same with FA Superman, FA Mickey Mouse. Like, imagine if Disney, imagine if Disney just gave FA Mickey to a different platform, FA Walt to different platform, FA R2D2 to different platform, and so on and so on. Everybody would be like, wait, what? It may be FA on this network or this blockchain or this layer 2, and that's just going to dilute Disney's brand. Disney's not going to be having that. It's a $300 billion brand. So I think it really won't matter exactly what chain or side chain or layer 2 it's minted on. Like, I think it's going to matter on the platform, because these platforms are licensed with these brands. These brands aren't going to just give out FAs to everybody. It's like giving out participation trophies to everybody. It's like, what's that trophy worth then, That's just kind of my take on it, though. It's just kind of the way I see it. Because I think, like I said before earlier in the live stream, I think digital collecting of these big brands will be the standard at some point. Right now, it's still so early to where you see new platforms with like these random pictures and stuff. And that's great because, it's giving a way for independent people, independent artists to make money and make a living. I love the artist stuff, but I think these platforms with the 10,000 generic random stuff, it's going to be a lot harder to last long term, because what you're doing is basically creating an IP out of thin air and trying to prove to the world why that's valuable. Which, if you can pull that off, it's going to be amazing, because then you own that IP. But that's also why I don't believe all these platforms will succeed, because I don't think everyone will be able to pull that off. I do think a couple of them probably will be able to. It's just the nature of the beast. The cream always rises to the top. So when you have hundreds of thousands of different platforms, I think 98% may end up failing long term, but there's probably going to be a few that do last long term. So it's kind of how my viewpoint is on that. Imagine if I forget this drop at 9 minutes and 15 seconds. To anyone who hasn't gone, smash that like and subscribe. Appreciate that big time. To anyone who hasn't, go smash that like and subscribe. Junior, appreciate you big time, Junior Sanchez. All good is with me, brother. Appreciate you big time for stopping in today. Yeah, 250. That sounds like a steal. Good morning. You going for the drop today? I'm here to watch. I am going for the drop. Hopefully I land a secret rare. If I land a common or uncommon, I'll probably go on to retail. Just the way the market is right now. Maybe a rare. Maybe a rare might hold strong. Maybe I get lucky with a 3 mint. Again, I would definitely want to hit notify me and back out and come back in. That's been having pretty good success with me lately. We'll go over the drop because it's a little bit different today. I only say that just because the background is going to have you a little bit confused. You're going to say, wait a second. Where do I press? Where's the little bar? So this time, you're going to have to kind of scroll up a little bit more than usual, I think, just to be able to see where it's going to pop up because of that background. You scroll down too far, it'll disappear on you, and good luck trying to figure out where the buy now is going to be. So probably going to be like right there today. I guess normal. Usually I'm at right where you can just see the time at the top. Buy now button's going to pop up right there, right where that little red strip is, right above the notify me, right below this details drop down menu. Again, I never like to leave this open for the drop. It's going to slightly move where that buy now button is. Again, I like to try to time the drop. I'm gonna act like there's 0 minutes left for this example. I'm gonna count down, starting with like 5, maybe 10 seconds left. Try to stay in order because the buy now button will pop up 1 second after 0. So we'll try for an example here. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Buy now. I don't know, maybe a little early, but that felt pretty good. I thought about maybe doing this drop with my eyes closed. Could you imagine? I don't even know if I would have to have my thumb like make sure I don't miss the spot. I have to have it like right just above it. Put in live chat if you want to see me go for this drop with my eyes closed. Just try to go 3, 2, 1, 0. Bye now. Oh, man. I definitely think Coinbase will list OMI. I mean, we've seen what Coinbase just listed, and I think that has to do with a lot of times other platforms or token creators, they may pay to get listed on an exchange. And Coinbase said that they're not going to pay to get on an exchange, you know? It's not a bad idea. If you want to, get a box, hold on to it. Yeah, facts, Robert. And I mean, that's, I think, one of the big reasons why we see OpenSea as big as it is, because people have hundreds of ETH like just sitting there, like, what should I try to invest in today? And a lot of times they try to move with the markets, meaning if the markets are down, they're going to have their money not in ETH, but probably in a lot of these NFT platforms. As soon as crypto starts going back up, that's when you see a lot of those NFT platforms and OpenSea go down because people are selling those NFTs, putting it back into the crypto ETH. And so that's kind of like the shift that goes on over there. Yeah. I think New York does have a lot of restrictions. Definitely GG vet. But it's going to allow, the masses to get in instead of saying, yeah, just, send it to your, well, first make a Bitforex account, send it to your spot account, or send it to your wallet, convert it to your spot account, buy USDT, then buy the OMI, then, like average person is going to say, what? It's not on Coinbase? Like, so once it gets on there, it's going to be game changing too. Superstars are both two good dudes that love and promote VeVe. Let's go. I got to check them out then. I probably know them. I just don't know the name. Shout out to you. Eating Popeyes, going for the drop. Rob and Joe from Superstars Money Channel are amazing. Yeah, I feel like I have to know them by now, right? Superstars Money. Let's go. Shout out to the Superstars. JD has the magical drop bracelets. Let's start selling those. Let's go. This is, I forgot about this. What can we call this one? These had a name. Like power bands or power bracelets. Power band gate. Power balance. I think that's what it is. Power balance gate. I actually just brought this back. This used to be like a fad. Supposed to like do something with your energy. People used to wear these like years ago, maybe like a decade ago, and then obviously the fad went away. But I liked them, so I brought them back. I started wearing them again. Yeah, I think Winnie the Pooh is a great one to stack at these prices. Not financial advice. If I miss on this one, I think I'll probably grab a few more. Yeah, Punch, I agree, man. I mean, can you only imagine if Disney even just gives the smallest utility to the golden moments, what that's going to do? And I think Disney has every incentive to do so. No worries, Mark. Boy, Chuck. I mean, you might as well try to go for it, even if you don't have the gems. Just try a timing technique, try the spamming technique if you've been struggling. I mean, if you get it and you don't have the gems, you can just decline it. I agree, Milestone Ranch. That's the thing. People are, clowning this drop big time. People don't realize. I think it's just the people that are clowning this one weren't here when before a lot of updates got made. People clown the Ultraman 2D posters. People used to say the 2D posters were circles. People used to, literally make fun of it wasn't a perfect rectangle. The corners aren't, perfectly square. Well, the VeVe team heard that and then went back and they updated and made them a lot better. And then people were crickets, So I think people are just lashing out at anything. It may not look the perfect best, but I mean, that's okay. They're probably extremely busy right now working on everything else that everybody's complaining about. So it's like, it's almost like they can't win right now, Appreciate this punch big time. Kindly press that button, that like button. This will certainly help the YouTube algorithm. Oh, geez. Appreciate that punch. Trying to help out those OGs. Got a minute, 17 seconds left. Yeah, definitely. You got to scroll up, Russell's. That's a trick on this one. I'm not sure about this, Rich buddy. Does anyone know if there's any golden moment Star Wars in the parks? Shout out to my coffee gators. It's that time. 49 seconds. I'm going to record it. Bring the comment down. Back out. Timer felt good, but it just felt like my page took forever to load. That time it felt like 37 seconds was frozen. This time it feels good. Make sure you guys scroll up a little bit so you can see that red bar right above the notify me. My hands still sweat on a non-important drop. Isn't that crazy? I have the most clammy hands in the world. 12 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I know. I got it. I got it right away. Oh my gosh. That was the fastest I've ever got it. That shows me either the bots didn't go for this one or it's not going to sell out. Oh my gosh. You know how usually it's like a loading screen for a while? That popped up instantly. Secret rare. Secret rare. 3-digit secret rare. 41 secret rare. 3-digit. Oh man. That's not what I wanted. 2,191 common. Oh man. Buy button sold out. I'm asking my boy if he got one. Let me show you guys the replay here. Let me go to like 15. Let me go to like 10 seconds left. Oh, yeah. This is wild. I mean, obviously, I don't think it's going to do amazing because it's not a secret rare. I was hoping for a secret rare. Look how quick it pops up on this one. Oh. Like what? that was honestly probably my best timing I've ever had. Oh my gosh, hold on. My buddy didn't go for it. He was at work. I'm gonna send him the video real quick. Shout out to anybody on stream who got one. I'll go over it real quick. Just want to show you guys the replay. Oh, gotta hit play. Like what? That's the fastest it's ever popped up too. Unbelievable. I'm gonna send this to people. It popped up extremely fast today. What up, APB? How we doing, fam? Let's go. He already knew I was gonna win. I should have did the eyes closed. I forgot to get to this comment. This is the drop to do it eyes closed too. Wow. I should have did it eyes closed. But to be fair, I was pretty happy with my timing. That was the best timing I ever had in my life. Yeah. No worries about that. Chasing Sundays. Yeah, shout out to anybody who skipped today. It does. It is crazy because you know why, J-Hove? It's almost like VeVe's grown so big to where it was last year. Most people think it's not early anymore. It was early last year. Just look at all the FUD. You know, that shows me how early it is still. Does Johnny Dunn do it again? Stay tuned. I did. Let's go. No way. Let's go. Is this a lie? I think Miss Rose lying was, but I declined. Miss Rose, your first drop in 4 months, you declined it. But I mean, that's probably a smart decision because I mean, you got a common, so it's probably going to be below retail. Let's go, BDK. I think we probably all got one today. It was too easy. At least you broke the L streak. Let's go. You know, this is definitely. I should have declined it. Manifest. I think it was just too easy today. Yeah, comment. I'm glad you got one. What about you, December? December, did you really get a secret rare? Oh, you're manifesting it. Did you get one though? December get one? I really hope so. Meiji took a dub. Yeah, you gotta risk it for the biscuits sometimes. Miss Rose got one. Give it up to Miss Rose. Let's go. Finally. I feel like the boss probably didn't go for this one. Hey, a 105 mint number. So, Robert, you probably got the best comment ever. Yeah, I won and lost at the same time. I should have definitely declined it. I don't know what I was doing. I think I just got so happy I won. I should have declined it. Let's go. Robin J, first blind box dub. See, this is what I mean. I'm glad we got a lot of dubs. I felt like this is definitely going to be one where a lot of people win just because it wasn't the most sought after. Let's go. Super Rush, first secret rare ever. That's big. Montage got 3. Montage, let's go. My best timing also. Let's go, Punch. December, what did you get? You had to have got one. Yeah, good. Miss Rose, you won big time today. You won and you made the right decision to decline it probably. Dub, I'm not gonna buy. This could move VeVe vibes. Weird. So it looks like it didn't sell out. A lot of people who didn't get it or didn't go for it can still hit the buy now button. So it's probably one of the ones that didn't. First time it hasn't sold out in so long. Let's go. Secret rare. Double this ASAP. There's gonna be tons of rebounds. Yeah, probably. Rebounds. I don't even have a rebound possibility. It took my buy now button away. Isn't that crazy? Oh, I can go back and get another one. It's so funny. I don't even think you're hitting rebounds. I think you're hitting. Oh wait, no, it is rebounds. Okay, never mind. Because when I went back, my buy now button was there. That was crazy. I literally just timed it so perfect on that 8-minute mark. Unbelievable. I just went back and came back in randomly at 8 minutes, and my buy now button was up. And I just looked at it and was like, no, it's not rebounds. It's still in stock. I click it, and it's all been allocated. So that means I could have just got a rebound right there by backing out and coming back on. This is what I mean. This is how things always work out in my life. I literally just did that right on the exact 8-minute mark, and I literally would have got my first rebound since the first Disney drop. And that was without looking at a clock or anything. I was just randomly going my phone, backing out, coming back in right at the 8-minute mark without even trying to do it every 4 minutes. Like, what are the chances of that? Woody or Puma and Timon? Woody's a huge character, so is Puma. So is Lion King, first ever Lion King. That's a tough one, Knight Rider. I may just go Puma and Timon only because it's the golden moments. I think Woody's gonna do great too, though. I have one of each. Today felt like a no bot day. So that tells me that they're probably coordinating if it's a big drop or not. And then could you imagine that, Crypto King? Yeah, I was hoping for a secret rare as well, too. Facts. I agree, Montage. Montage, you know what I got it when I heard everybody complain about this drop? It's built up frustration. I don't think there would have been nearly as many complaints about this if people, if the markets were booming, if there wasn't, delays happening, if there wasn't, world wars going on, or not world wars, but just chaos, wars around the world. Things are just, people are stressed out right now. So I feel like anytime they see something that's not perfect, and imagine if they did see the most perfect looking, Darth Vader collectible, huge drop, there's still going to be half the people that complain and say, stop dropping huge drops, fix the drop system, fix the pause. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what the VeVe team does right now, there's going to be half the people that complain, lash out, get mad. Like, it's what happens when you're the best and you have millions of people, as fans. You can't please every single person. You just have to have the most pure intent, know that you're working hard each and every day and trying to do your best. Popeye's gate. Gotta eat Popeyes now. You can buy one without waiting for a rebound. I think they're still in store. That's why, maybe. Best timing in my VeVe history as well. I feel like a lot of people were able to time it perfect on this one. Yeah, it may not be a perfect design, but again, I think they're probably just really busy and they didn't have the the whole team able to work on it, or maybe the studios in Ukraine had an impact on that. But again, I feel like they're probably going to be able to go back and update it and make it look a lot better. Yeah, wait, December, you didn't hit? Did I miss that comment? Oh my gosh, you didn't hit? How'd you not hit on this one, December? It says sold out to me. FAO20, me too. What does me too mean? Did you hit two? Wow. Let's go. I got a secret rare. Then another secret rare when the buy now came back. That's insane. I just got a rebound. I wasn't even going for it. You know what's crazy, Justin Gentry, is that again, it goes back to anything VeVe does. There's going to be a handful of people or half the people that complain. Ready? Their whole goal is to make drops eventually one day to where they don't sell out in a second. To have some in the inventory for some new users. As soon as a drop doesn't sell out, a drop didn't sell out. VeVe's finished. And then they'll drop in the next drop. It sells out instantly. And then you have half the other people complaining, the drops sell out instantly. What is going on? Too many bots. VeVe's finished. It's like, Just listen to like yourselves, you know? It's like some people just complain to hear themselves talk. Some people just complain because they're miserable right now, you know? So I feel like no matter what, there's gonna be people that complain. It's just because they're in a miserable situation themselves, which is understandable, you know. Can't ever decide or can't ever tell what anybody's going through. So I think people are just big time frustrated and they're lashing out. Feels like Marvel Comics one days. It does. Yeah, cheap secret rares. I'm sure they're going to be pretty cheap. 3 from Popeyes. Wow. You had a day. Popeyes Gate. Let's go. You want a price prediction on these? Dude, the buy now button appears any minute. I have it on 10 minutes. Should I buy it? Really? That's interesting. You might as well if it's your first ever. But who knows? Maybe not. Thoughts on this Elektra drop? Worth much? Shout out to you, Gary Lamotta, for tuning in today. Now, I don't think the commons, uncommons, the rares will, be the most valuable. I think there's a lot. Seems like a lot of people don't want this one, so I do think there's a chance it could go under retail. I think the secret rares will stay above retail. But I think the overall sentiment right now is people are frustrated, people are pissed, and so I think that's carrying over into the market sentiment. People are kind of bored and trying different things randomly, and that's okay too. Put eggs in different baskets. Absolutely, that's okay. I think you know that's just my feeling. I felt like I could kind of cut the tension in the community with a knife at some points, just because people are waiting for some kind of big announcement, and it's probably not anything huge announcement. It's probably just updating where we're at on certain things. Shout out to Grant Cardone. I regret getting it. Let's go, Kasumashu. Johnny just got my comment delivered. It doesn't look as bad as the picture shown. It actually looks pretty good. Let's go. Let's take a look. I don't have mine delivered. Let's take a look, see what they look like. I think people are, yeah, I think people are tripping. Katsumatsu, I appreciate you saying this because you're right. I don't think it looks nearly as, I think it looks a lot better in the app. And again, even if it's not perfect, I'm sure they're going to go back and update it if the VeVe community is not happy with it. That's the comment I'm looking at right now. Isn't it crazy, Audible? Can you imagine like David and Dan, like just literally a year ago, just saying, or just a little bit over a year ago, just hoping people would like their Batman statues. And now people just feel so entitled. It's crazy. People are like, wow, I'm not a millionaire in 2 days. It's their fault. Like, what's happening? Like, people are crazy, Audible. Yeah, the secret rare doesn't even look that bad either. How many did you get today, VeVe Las Vegas? Oh my gosh. I think you got like 4 of them. Daniel Ramos, isn't it crazy how so many people think VeVe's crashed, the market's tanked? Like, I watched Todd's not sell out. Like, they were $79.99 in the store. Nobody was buying them. People told me not to buy them. Too many editions. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I bought a handful of them. And then they sold out. They got to $200, $250. They were sitting around $300 for months. Then they got up to $800. There's a big run up, $800-900. Back down, crashed. It crashed back to $300. Then it went to like $1,200. Then back down to like $450, $500. Could get to $800 again. Then it went to $3K. Then back down to $1,200. Then back up, $5, $6, $8K, $10K, Todd. The FOMO is crazy. Then back down. Now it's $5K. It's crashed. What do you think the next evolution is? I think it's going to go back down to $80. Oh, man. But again, that's kind of just the psychological aspect of markets. As soon as it's booming, watch to see how many people, try a bunch of different platforms as soon as the markets start booming again. Not as many, but it's just part of the evolution. We've seen it time and time after again. Buy one at 11:15. It's 11:21 right now. Let's see if I can still buy one and back out. Come back in. Still says sold out for me. One pending order. This is definitely a time to test rebound times. I should be doing it. I think what Vault told me the other day on Twitter is probably accurate. My phone seems to be so powerful to where I probably don't have to go in there early. I could probably go in there right on the dot of every 4 minutes. Something's up with the hair. I can't believe I actually hit confirm. I should once I saw that I didn't get the secret rare, I should have just not. Dudes, we all got dubs except for December. Are you going for any rebounds December? Let's go. 4 rebounds. Shout out to the Vault. I mean, yeah, I think he's got that timing down for him. I don't think it has any audio, no. Dominic, shout out to you, brother. Just got 4 rebounds in a row. This drop is not too hot. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think people are too into this drop. It was kind of the sediment beforehand. Sold out finally now. Again, also, I don't think the bots were involved in this one, and I feel like that's why we were able to get it so quickly. Interesting. And if that's the case, it'd be interesting to see who's selling what on the market this time, because I'm sure there's probably going to be more real people in the market. Z Brito. I mean, yeah, I agree. They could have made it a little bit better. Punch, I will say that. But again, it's nothing that like we haven't seen before. Because again, there was a time when the Ultraman 2D posters came out, and they could have made them better right away. But I think again, they were probably trying to have a whole bunch of different things happen at once to where the collectible, perfection probably wasn't at the top of the priority list. They were probably trying to do a bunch of different things back then to re-engineer the app to hold the load. And then once they're, got their feet under them with that, that's probably when they were able to go back and update those posters and different collectibles to make them look legit. It feels like the same thing's happening right now. They're probably just doing a lot right now to where, the perfection quality of these collectibles probably aren't the number one on the priority list. It's probably up there because it's a collectible app at the end of the day. But I'm sure they're working on a bunch of things that people have been complaining about. So it's like as soon as they start working on a bunch of different things, now they, the sediment is on the collectibles. I'm sure they're going to get back to them. As soon as they start making these collectibles look perfect again, I'm sure it's going to be like, okay, but how about when's this, when's that? It's like, it's all it's always going to be one of those never-ending loops, I feel like. I agree, Christian J. Yeah, I agree, Punch, on this one. Wow, that's a good rebound to get right there. Secret rare is still a secret rare. You know, great MCP points. I like the secret rare collectibles. Shout out to the Palace. I hit today, Mr. Caddy. Let's go. Was your timing good on this one? Because I felt like even if it was late, probably would have been successful on today's drop. And uncommon, you may lose money. I got a comment. I'll probably end up losing some on this one. I mean, I think the trick was for today's was maybe go for that drop. And then if you get that comment, hit decline. Shout out to Miss Rose. She was definitely on the ball. IQ game on point today. She got the drop first time in 4 months, and I would have been too excited. I would have just said confirm. But she had the awareness to say, you know what? I got it finally, but I'm still going to decline it because you don't love it, which makes sense. That's probably what I should have done. And probably what you should have done too, Zachary Roy. But shout out to you for getting another collectible. VeVe is king, Christopher. And you know what? I think a lot of the criticism on VeVe, it's almost, how can I say this? I look at it as a good thing because it shows me how passionate we are in this community. It shows me how much love we do have for VeVe. Everybody in this community loves VeVe so much. We see the potential in it. We want things to be here right now. We want things to be perfect right now. And that's like the good and bad thing about it, because it's like things aren't going to be, right now. We shouldn't even have found VeVe this early, to be honest. I shouldn't have even found VeVe this early. You watching probably shouldn't even have found VeVe this early. That's why it's a blessing to be here. Yeah, things aren't perfect, but nothing in the world is perfect, especially at an early stage. I always say people want to be early to things until you're early to something. People season 10 are going to be joining saying, if only I was here season 1, 2, or 3, could you imagine what I would have done? It's like, no, you probably wouldn't have done anything because you probably would have left. You would have started believing the FUD like 99% of the other people, and then they don't buy anything because the prices are low. It's when the prices are high, that's when the psychological aspect comes in, like, wow, I wish I could have bought that. Well, you could have bought it. You just didn't because it was low. But as soon as it's high, it's appealing now. So maybe Las Vegas is stacking them on the drop gate, Popeye's gate. I got so many that I'm getting captures before the buy screen. Jeez, BDK, that's crazy. I haven't got a capture in the longest time. I didn't even know captures were still a thing, to be honest. Whoa. So a 46 uncommon. I would have loved to have gotten a 46 common. I think a sub 100 will do amazing. So T. Hemming, if you're new, VeVe team keeps the first 40 collectibles. So most of the time, I would say it's 40. So 41 is usually the lowest mint possible. So 46 is really good. I would still probably try to get in there right away, maybe sell it for, maybe 1,000, over 1,000, and 46 could demand way higher than 1,000. I think 46 and a few thousand. But it all depends on your situation. Do you need the gems right this second, or would you rather hold for a big amount later? Because things will come out cheap in the market, I think. But a low mint number like that, sub 50, will always demand value. I think at least a few $1,000s. Not financial advice. JD, that's my word. I had to fight off a few haters in the VeVe chat talking crazy about you. Appreciate that big time, my man. In the VeVe feed, you mean, or in this live chat? 625 mint secret rare. That's big time as well, too. Hey, Punch, appreciate you always having my back, too. Haters going to hate. It's just part of it, especially anytime you're successful at anything, whether that's something as simple and as important as getting the drop. Everyone's happy for the first couple times you win, but after you start winning too many times in their eyes, that's when people get mad. Like Tom Brady, Tom Brady went from the last last round in the NFL or last pick overall, right? One of the last picks. Chip on his shoulder, nobody wanted him. He wins a Super Bowl, yeah, people are happy. Wins 2 Super Bowls, people are, good job. You win 3, wow, dude, you're really good. Win 4, okay, dude, like what's up? You win 5, you're winning a little too much now, dude. You win 6 Super Bowls, okay, we don't like you anymore. You win too much. It's like what kind of thought process is that? Like, it always confused me because I see somebody like that and that's motivating, that's inspiring. And that's how it is for most people. I think most people see that and it's inspiring, motivating, but some people see that and it makes them upset. It makes them feel worse about themselves for some reason. And that's always the mindset I never understood. Like, if you see someone else is winning, that's not going to take away from you. That should inspire you to win even more. So that's kind of just a different mentality people have. Yes. Audible. How crazy was that? Superman. $50. And it was in the market for like 75, 100, 150 for the longest time. Superman. That's how you can see the immaturity and there's just the mark, that's how early we are in this, is that we got the first appearance of Superman. And because people thought, too many editions, it's not gonna be worth anything, I won't buy it. Well, that same Superman's thousands of dollars. And that was only how many months ago? Not even a full year. Crazy. Yeah, so man, definitely a wild drop. Let me know if the market's open. I'm gonna try to get in there. Just see what the market prices are doing. Shout out to you, Michael Gordon. We got 5 as a family and turned down the field. Not a bad idea. Number 6 for Popeyes. That's insane. You gotta have some kind of brand deal with Popeyes. Get a free number 6 on their menu, whatever that is. Yeah, absolutely, Simone. I mean, sometimes, too many people always put emphasis on the value of the price. Sometimes, they're just fun to collect. Shout out to you because I'm glad it can make your day. That's what it's about anyway. Anytime you can change your real life emotions, I mean, that's big time. Shout out to you for grabbing secret rares. 2 of them, you and your dad. That's awesome right there. I don't think you can see the rarity before confirming. Let me find out, Milestone. Let me replay this here. Let's watch the film and see what I should have done. 2, 1, 0. By now. You're right. So really, nothing I could have done there. I was thinking it showed right here what I got my rarity on. Even OGs make mistakes, And then the pops up. Yep, you're right. All right, so I feel better now, knowing that I didn't make that big of a mistake. Like I could have still declined it, but I was going for that secret rare. So, but in the future, I think since I don't have the most gems, I think I will, because that's the lottery part that I don't really love so much. I really love the fact of just trying to get the drop. It feels like I'm competing against hundreds of thousands of people. And then it's like that lottery luck feeling. Do you get the common, the secret rare? That's the gamble part. But for the drops, it feels like, you're competing. And I love that feeling. There's a bug every minute. You can tap in and get one. Interesting. Yeah, absolutely. Good idea, Zachary Roy. Just getting one. That's a good point right there. So you can't Michael Gordon. So yeah, that was a probably old comment. Facts, APB. Only thing I know how to do, my man, speak from the heart. Ronnie Light. Got to rebound. Markets open usually 30 minutes after a drop, but sometimes it's delayed a little bit. Should be open any time now. Hashtag soon. Markets open. Wow, that's crazy. Imagine if I just timed it perfect again. I don't see any in there. Did I really just time it perfect again? You can't make this up. Like, I'm literally in here before any of the collectibles. Does anyone else have this problem? Here we go. Secret Rare, 44 available. Maybe I just couldn't find it. Secret Rare is down to 200, 210. Wow. See, it feels like to me, even looks like some random bots got it, or random usernames that look like bot accounts. See, to me, it feels like that's competitors trying to sink the market to make it look bad. That's just my opinion. Because I think when you're at the top, people come for you. People are jealous of VeVe's success. People are jealous of the VeVe community. So I think that's why we've been seeing a lot of these bot accounts. This is just my opinion. Maybe I end up being wrong. Maybe I end up, being part of the Okomi documentary because, I brought this out to light. Competitors trying to sink the market. All right, we got the common going for $25 right now. We got the uncommon going for 35. We got the rare going for 50. And the secret rare going down to 160. Sheesh. Yeah, I agree. This is just a big opportunity. We're going to look back at this live stream and we're going to hear the prices and we're going to be laughing. Luke, I don't think the VeVe team is controlling the bot activity. It'd be pretty hard for me to imagine that a team that's partnered with Disney is controlling that. What I think is happening is I think it's the competitors. I think we've seen a lot of competitors in this NFT space, jealous of VeVe's early success to whether we've seen it trolling tweets or whatever the case is. We've seen a lot of people try to take VeVe influencers. I think a lot of people are jealous of VeVe's success, and I think that could have a lot to do with it. I think they're the ones probably trying to make the market seem what it is, try to, get that community divided. The thing about it is we're not going anywhere. So all I can say is to the haters out there, and if that is the truth that's happening, is VeVe is going to be here for a whole decade and more. So you're going to be spending a lot of time worrying about VeVe and not your own project. Yeah, that BDK, that's the reason why I got those golden moment sets too, just because I felt like too cheap not to get it right now. It really reminded me of when the Disney golden moments first dropped in November. I got my Elsa for 190. I got my Bart for 200. I got my R2D2 for 600. I got, just crazy deals under $300. And now we see almost every single one, almost all of them over 1,000. Like, even if it's not over 1,000, it's close to it, and I believe it'll still go back up. Yeah, you can decline then. Yep. Let's go. I feel the same way. I like being the original owner. Personally, worth it to me to keep. Now, that's amazing that you just said this statement because I like trying to be a sponge and try to, get observations from how other people feel. And that's like a collector's instinct right there that you just brought up because that's the same way I felt. And that's why I've been a big believer where eventually when we get that web app, we're going to be able to see the history, the history ownership of these collectibles. And I believe big time that it's more attractive to someone buying a collectible that you're the original owner of. It's only been owned by one person as opposed to, say, buying a Todd Batman that's been owned by 67 different people. It's like, unless those people were like famous people, like maybe it was Dan Crothers or David or Logan Paul type thing, then that'd be amazing. But if it's just like 67 or 100 random people, I'd rather buy Todd McFarlane Batman or any collectible from that original owner. That's just my collecting instincts in me, and I'm glad you said the same thing because I've been wondering if other people feel the same way. And I think it's going to take some time for that to kind of adopt mainstream. But when we get the web app for VeVe, and that history is seeable, viewable, I think that's when it's going to be a big game changer right then. Because I look at it like a new car. Used cars are amazing. Like my car is a used car, it's still amazing. But when you have the money for it and you can afford a brand new car, you're the original owner, it feels different. And for me, it feels the same way with these collectibles and comics. So I think that's why I've tried to hold on to a lot of my original own things that I got on the drop. I've gotten rid of a few of them just if I didn't absolutely love it. Like I did get rid of the weapons set, or not the full set, but I got rid of the weapons ultra rare, that weapon rack. Even though I think I love the gold, I think Matt Gondek's an awesome artist. I didn't love the weapon rack set, so I wanted to at least get some money back to be able to grab those Disney Golden Moment sets. So just to go off what you said, I love that you brought that up because I've been a big proponent on thinking original ownership is going to be huge. Gary, it depends what you got on the drop. If you got a secret rare, I not financial advice, but there's no way I would sell a secret rare for $100. We don't with that before the master collector programs here. I mean, I definitely would not do that if it was me and I got the secret rare. But again, that's just my opinion. If you wanted to do that, I'm not stopping you. I mean, maybe you put that $100 to use somewhere else, but I do think that a secret rare collectible will be probably a lot more. Your thoughts on Steamboat Mickey common in 1 year? I just got a second one for $250. See, Rios, I love Steamboat Willie. This is Mickey Mouse NFT Collection Series 1. Now, imagine what the Batman Series 1 set will be. Excuse me, when we have 10 series of Batman, the black and white. That's a little bit different because that's the first set on VeVe on top of the Batman Series 1. Jeez. Congested, coughing, all kinds of stuff. Struggling right now. But same way with the Mickey Mouse NFT collection. Once we're on Series 5, Series 10, imagine what Series 1 is going to be worth. Just saying that makes me want to stack up on a couple more. I just don't have the gems because there's so many deals right now in the market. You really got to be thinking like, what do you think is going to have the biggest ROI? What do you love the most type thing? Oh man, Steve Rare just sold for $15. Yeah, shout out to whoever got that snipe. Hey, all good, Marcos. At least you went for the drop, try to get it. I think for me, that's half the fun. Probably is most of the fun. I probably will start doing that on drops that I don't absolutely love. But I say that, but then again, that's where that gamble does come into play. That's that lottery effect, kind of where the blind boxes play. And, do you go to, or not a blind box, but I say opening the packs, it's kind of that similarity. Hoping for that common or secret rare, ultra rare type thing. But right now with VeVe, the way it is, I feel like it still is kind of first come, first serve. So that's why I love going for the drops, that competition. I love it. Feels like everybody's watching and you're trying to compete with hundreds of thousands of people. And winning that just feels amazing. Let me go over some of these prices as they pour into the market. Let's see. Secret Rare, 119 available down to $99, but I think the floor is like 140 really. Yeah, back up to 140. That is such a steal, in my opinion. Not financial advice. I don't know if things are going to dip or not, but just long term, I'm thinking. We got a rare, $30. Commons 19. Where's the uncommon? Uncommon's 20. Good thing you passed on this drop. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to say that. Interesting to see that, I didn't think the bots went for this drop, but then you look in the market and a lot of just random private usernames are still selling it. So normally I would say those are like the bot accounts, but kind of interesting if they didn't go for it, or at least if it didn't feel like they went for it. How do they still have them? Type thing, you know. So I feel like they're definitely investigating, and probably another reason why they haven't came out and said too much on it, because they probably don't want to, tip their hat to those people. So my guess is they're probably investigating still. It's one of those things where if you're frustrated seeing that kind of stuff and you want them to talk about it, just realize that they have to be seeing it too, and they're probably working really hard on behind the scenes on it. So my only guess is why they're not coming out and talking about it is because they don't want to tip off, what they're doing behind the scenes. So people pay 50 and they're selling comments for 20. Selling collectibles for 20, I think you meant. How does that work? I don't know. Yeah, Paul. And so this is my theory. I've been saying it for a while, ever since it kind of just started happening. A lot of people were kind of on the fence on it because it seemed like a conspiracy, outlandish idea. They thought maybe people were just profiting. Oh, commons. Yeah. Okay, I got you. People thought maybe people were just buying discounted gems and then profiting that way. But sometimes the prices get so low, you think, okay, they're not profiting, so why would they be doing that? And so my only logical conclusion is it's probably not people profiting, but people probably, because I doubt that many people are trying to just go for the low mints. And then if they don't get the low mint, they're putting it back under that much. I feel like you're not going to profit that much by doing that way. So in my eyes, that doesn't seem logical. The more logical aspect or theory, I think, is competitors doing it. Competitors setting up, sophisticated systems, wherever the case is, because a lot of people are saying it's like timed now. Certain times you see certain walls pop up. And so I think that's competitors trying to make the market look bad, trying to divide the community, make the community leave. But that's the thing. We love these brands. We're not going anywhere. We love the VeVe team. We love the Okome team. Like there's some things that, I think people will try to come after just because they're jealous of the success. What has been built in this amount of time has been earth shattering, has been, everybody knows about it. Not everybody knows about it because obviously it's still early. When I say everybody, I mean the platforms are aware of what's happening. The YouTube, the service, they're aware of all these content creators booming, and they're looking at the content and why it's all VeVe. They're saying what's happening, to the point where they're checking out the Twitter community. You never know who's watching. You got people like Gary V tuned in, following a lot of us in the community. Why? Because VeVe's sinking? Like, come on, use your head, right? Why do you think everybody is on alert? Because they're seeing what's happening. They're seeing this revolution take place day by day. And we're at the forefront of it. We're the reason this is happening, guys. Like, it's truly amazing. Yeah, I think IMX will definitely do great. I think that's definitely going to be one of the top layer 2 solutions there is. And Paul, I could be wrong about that. I think the competitors are probably watching this live stream right now. A lot of them try to take, influencers. A lot of people have been watching the community of what's been built and are in awe and are saying, how can we replicate that? How can we do that? Why aren't we doing that? Why isn't our community like that? They're trying to figure it out. And a lot of times success creates jealousy, unfortunately, in people. And so they're mad. And I think they're trying to stir things up by ruining the VeVe market, by trying to divide the community, by trying to make the community upset. And that's how you do it. When prices are down, people get pissed off. People, and that's why I think it's key when times like this are happening, just stay patient. Focus on the things that you love. Really, really take a look at your collection. Look at the things that are on the VeVe app. Go to the market and go to brands. Go to brands and just take a look. Just look down. This is only just beginning. It's truly amazing. We're going to have every big brand in the world. Name your favorite brand in the world. It's probably going to be a Monday on VeVe. Like, I think they got a few competitors. Now, when I say that, I think there's going to be room in the space for a bunch of different platforms to be successful. And that's why I think it's important to really focus on the teams of a lot of platforms, because I think it's going to be the standard of digital collecting with these big brands. There's going to be tons of different platforms that pop up over the next few years, and the cream will rise to the top. NFTs and chill. Wow, VeVe can do no wrong, huh? Do you pray to VeVe? Do you pray to David at night? I think this is probably one of their competitors coming in right now and getting mad. Just kidding. But I mean, that's the thing. A lot of times, the people that see the success of VeVe, the community that loves it so much, they get upset. They say, why do you love them so much? That's something that you have to look at. When your love for something, makes people mad and upset, I think you have to really look at that person who gets mad and upset, and really start to understand, why does that frustrate you? If I love this platform so much, if I love these brands so much, if I love this team so much, why is that? Probably because I think they're the best team in the world. I know, I'm just kidding with you too, brother. If they have DC Comics, game over. I think that's been a big thing in the community too. Do they have it? Do they not have it? Yeah, see if you read it out loud. Some comments I'll bring up, some comments I won't. I don't think you're part of the competitor. I was just kind of using that as an example. But no, I do see it though. I mean, I love seeing comments like this too. Shout out to J Hove. If people pay millions for JPEGs of rocks, these big brand VeVe NFTs should easily go for 100,000 long term. Now, I will talk about the other side too. You can argue it's a little bit more than just the pictures, because you do own that IP a lot of times of these different projects. But the difference with that is you're creating an IP out of thin air and trying to prove to the world that it's valuable. Most people walking down the street, take an average person stopped at a red light, and you ask them, do you see value in this brand or IP that's on OpenSea, the project, platform, whatever the case is? They'll look at you like you're crazy. Like, I want to pay $1 for that. I don't care what it's worth to you, what I mean? Because they're not fans of it. But when you say to the, a person stopped at a red light, have you heard of Batman or Superman or Spider-Man or Walt Disney? You don't even have to ask them that. They already see value in that because they've already probably been a fan, or they've at least heard of it. They know the importance of that IP brand already. Did I get mine delivered yet? Let me check. I did get mine delivered. Yep. I got a 2191, 2,191. Let's take a look. See what it looks like. Nothing too crazy today. No low mint or nothing crazy. It's not going to focus up, but a little something. And yeah, long term, I see this as being the absolute mecca, the meta. This is like not the metaverse, but the standard of digital collecting. I do believe that 100%. Just my opinion, though, I do believe that VeVe will be the standard for digital collecting. That's another thing I talked a little bit earlier in the live stream. Might have missed it. Anyone tune in now? I think NFTs will be a term that's still here and used here and there, but I think that term is going to get kind of transitioned into digital collecting, your digital collectible, whether that's with licensed by a big brand or not. I think digital collecting will just be like digital music streaming. It's just the new norm. When people say, yo, did you get that Batman? They're going to automatically assume a digital collectible Batman instead of thinking, a Batman in the physical world. Because people's mindset will start to change. It's kind of like music. When you listen to a new Drake song just comes out, you automatically kind of think, how are you going to listen to that? YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Music. You don't think about getting the new CD, right? That's kind of transitioned out of here. And I think it's going to be the same thing with digital collecting. Now, I think digital or physical collectibles will always be here. I think even physical collectibles could increase more because of the digital promotion of it. I'm signing out as well too. December, as always, appreciate you big time for joining today. You know, I can't believe you didn't hit one, but I really expected you to hit one today. Can't believe you didn't get one, but shout out to anyone who was able to grab one. Shout out to the people who grabbed the secret rare. It is pretty low on the prices, but I think it should do well long term. You know, short term, I think people are a little upset with the, you know, frustration, built up frustration. I think the market's going to come back around. Make sure you guys are, you know, subscribe, notification bells on. Anytime I put out any kind of new announcement, news, you guys get alerted right away. I am going to be signing out. So stay tuned for the next announcement coming from the VeVe team. I'm not sure what it's going to be. We do know that there's going to be some kind of updated AMA video coming out this week. So that'll be, you know, good to tune in, hear something from the VeVe team. But till then, I'll catch you guys later. Appreciate you all for tuning in. The support's been amazing. Congrats on anyone who grabbed one today. I'm signing out. It's your boy, Johnny Dunn.